Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Deffinition, and this is the channel where we explain it so you don't have to. Game of Thrones is now halfway through season 8, and after an incredibly epic battle with the Night King, the White Walkers are finally vanquished. However, that doesn't mean that winter is finally over, and with Cersei mounting her Golden Company, it seems like her armies are in the perfect position to take over Winterfell. The trailer for episode 4 has just dropped, and there's a lot to unpack from it. Throughout this video, I'll be breaking down everything that you need to know about the preview and what the show could have in store for the future. This is full spoilers ahead, so if you don't want to know what happens, then I highly suggest that you turn off now. But with that out of the way, thank you for clicking this video, I hope you enjoy it. Now sit back, relax, and let's get into my Game of Thrones Season 8 Episode 4 preview breakdown.
We have won the Great War. Now we will win the last war. We'll rip her out root and stem.
The trailer opens with Cersei overseeing her brand new army, the Golden Company. Whilst she never got to get some of her elephants, these guys are still some of the best fighters in Essos, and therefore they will be a pretty big match for the recently decimated forces of Westeros. Cersei has spies everywhere, so now she no doubt knows of the huge losses that Westeros has taken, and this is why she is readying her forces for the attack. Euron stands behind her, and while Cersei seems like the master manipulator in the show, I actually have a feeling that Euron is the one who's really in control. He's pretty much almost puppeteering Cersei in this shot, so it definitely symbolises to me that he's the one behind a lot of this. From here we get the aftermath of the big battle of Winterfell from episode 3. It seems like people are trying to rebuild the area, and Daenerys states that they've won the Great War and now they'll win the last one. This of course means that they are now going head to head with Cersei and her forces. Daenerys is clearly ready for a fight as she's pretty much unbeaten at this point. And to me, the most important thing about her statement is the arrogance behind it. Daenerys believes that when she wins, it will be the last ever war, and with her at the helm, there will be nothing but peace. This is of course a bold statement and suggests that Dany isn't fully aware enough of the lands to properly control them should she get into power, as we all know there will be more conflicts even after the throne is secured. She's slowly turning into her father for me, and statements like this confirm it. Personally, I think that the Starks are letting this happen, but deep down they know that if they get the opportunity, they will take the throne from her. Bear in mind now that Dany has very few forces left, with the Unsullied being almost wiped out, so I don't think her spot on the throne is as confirmed as she thinks it is. We then get a couple of quick cuts. Dany is with a dragon, we then see her flying over a boat, which could be her naval force that we see later in the trailer. Arya is kissing Gendry, and the funeral pyres are lit. Euron looks like he's proposing, and Jon and Davos ride out. Now this could involve them attempting to talk to Cersei in order to stop the conflict before more lives are lost. However, I don't think this will go down well, as we see Cersei almost smirking with Euron behind her once more. So what could happen to Cersei, and will they manage to defeat her? Well, there's a very strong indication in episode 3 that Arya may be the one to do it. We already know that she has Cersei on a list, and when talking with one another, Melisandre told her in season 3, brown eyes, blue eyes, green eyes, eyes sealed shut forever, we will meet again. This was hinting at the fact that Arya would murder many people before their next encounter, and the line hangs heavily over the most recent episode. The blue eyes of course mean the Night King, but the green eyes, to me at least, means Cersei, who is the only character that I can think of in the show that has them. Obviously this double whammy of villains for Arya is going to be big news, and it could even seal her spot on the throne. Perhaps if she decides to hook up with Gendry properly, the two could become king and queen. Though I can imagine that annoying a lot of fans, but hey, it won't be the first time that Game of Thrones has done something to irritate people. Obviously, we'll find out if this happens in the rest of the season, but I can definitely see this as a possibility going forward. I'd of course love to hear your thoughts on the preview, and if you agree with my Cersei theory. Comment below and let me know, and if you enjoyed this video then make sure you give it a thumbs up, and check out my breakdown of episode 3, which will be linked at the end. This is a channel for people who are never missing television, so if that's the kind of thing you like, you need to subscribe to Deffinition. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this, you've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.